Yo, today's video is gonna be about unconditional love and the way I understand it. When I was going through my tough times, I had a consultation with one of the psychologists who I really respect and who really resonates with me. And after 1 hour, she told me that I've never loved someone and I don't know what love is, because there's only one type of love, everything else is fake. She said that I never felt unconditional love, and that was very shocking for me, because I thought that I love the person who I'm married to. I've spent almost half of my life with one person. It took me more than 1 year and shamanic ceremony with San Pedro that I could feel the power of those words and the real love, real unconditional love. The way I experienced that, it was when I came back home to Lithuania to see my daughter, to spend some time with her. She was coming to me telling me that she loves me, and that would happen like every 5 minutes. She just comes grabs me on my legs and hugs me on my legs and tells, "Daddy, I love you." I'm like, "Yes, I love you too." And then she comes, runs around to another room, and she comes back and she says the same, "Daddy, I love you." And I've noticed myself that I kind of got annoyed by her repeating herself. I was like, yeah, I get it, but I couldn't feel what she was saying. I got annoyed inside of myself. I thought about it, and I'm lucky that I didn't say nothing stupid at that given moment. After that week, I had a weekend doing a ceremony where plant medicine helped me see how different I understand love and how different my daughter understands love. I saw the boundaries which I've learned when I was growing up, and the way I understood how people who loves me has to behave, how they have to talk to me, what they're gonna do to me, and everything rest if that's not what I kind of expect and what I imagine is not love. And that's wrong, because love sometimes can be tough, like when parents are telling kids not to do something or shouting on them when they've done something dangerous. It's not because they don't love them, it's because they love them so much that they have to keep them on a path which in parents' heads is safe. So basically I understood that growing up and living the life I was living, following some made up rules. I've lost and I've never experienced what unconditional love is. The way I understand unconditional love is in a relationship between man and a woman, is when two people meet and they can share their lives without expecting nothing from each other. Basically, we meet not because we need love. We feel full by being on our own. We feel love, we feel enough, and we can live a fulfilled life separately. But we're mature enough to share our life experience or part of our life experience for some time. And if you're gonna find someone who's better than me for you, or where you feel more happy, I love you enough for you to go ahead and you'll live your life without me, if that only makes you happier. That's how I understand unconditional love, without trying to own the person and tell him that no, you should not go see him, or you should not drink coffee, or you should not meet someone, just because I want to have the person in my life. But that means that my needs to have to be met. And it doesn't mean that the person who is sharing his life, that his needs is going to be met. And that's something what I live by, and it's not easy. To love in unconditional love, people have to heal their pain which they have. I have to heal my pain which I have, which comes from relationships, from the way I was grown up. And that's painful, to go into those dark places, to understand that something hurt me that much that my brain don't even remember that stuff sometimes, because our bodies are made so perfectly that the brain gives us about 10-20% of memories which we can handle, and the events which were traumatizing, they can be hidden in our unconscious mind. But that's, if it's hidden, it doesn't mean that it doesn't impact our life. So when if I would love someone and tell them that they can't do something, that means that I don't trust myself enough that the person will choose to stay with me. I need to control him to stay in my life and satisfy my needs. When I'm confident enough and I'm fulfilled in my life, I'll be fine, and like my life is not gonna change if the person is gonna choose to leave my life, to live life on their own terms, and that's how I imagine it should be. That's why kids have unconditional love. It doesn't matter what parents do. They might be shouting, they might be beating them up. Parents do a lot of different things for their kids, and everything what kids experience up to age of about 7 years old, they're gonna consider that love. And that's how grown-ups get into relationships where they have a partner who's beating them up or who's not respecting them, because that's the type of love they felt when they were kids, and that's how their unconscious mind interprets love. And to change that, there's only one, like at this given moment, for me, I think that's only way is going into that pain, feeling that pain, and changing the program. It's easier said than done, and I know it's worth it. The pain which I needed to go through to become the person I am now gives me an opportunity to feel emotions on a different level. All the emotions, doesn't matter, like positive or negative emotions, they become more intense. If I'm happy, I'm like, my body is even like vibrating with happiness. But if I'm sad or angry, it goes as well, like to the new low. And every time that happens, I understand that I live a more life which is full of life, not of plastic feelings where I'm so afraid of looking into my pain that I can't feel the real happiness. And I can see a lot of people doing that. I'm not saying it's bad, Just sometimes we're not aware of the way we live, that it can be any different. Because usually we see the life only from our own perspective, and it takes time and courage and guts to be able to see different perspectives, even though they might be painful, they might be uncomfortable for us. For me, it's important to see different perspectives just to be able to understand people better. To understand that sometimes if I hear an answer which I don't like, that's the answer which I need. Even though at the given moment I'm not sure why I need that answer, or it feels like it's unfair that I'm getting that answer. But in the long term, I'm 100% sure that's the answer I needed for now, that I could get to another step of my growth. Because that's how I understand my life at the moment. It's all about the experiences which I can gather, and the moments where I experience for the first time, or I experience something in a different angle, or I have an understanding of something where you can't buy the wisdom of it. At this given moment, I understand that to have wisdom, I have to have a feeling in my heart about a situation, and then I have to be able to explain the feeling in words, and that becomes wisdom. Otherwise, like if I have feeling and I'm not sure what it's about, it gets me nowhere. Or if I can explain it, but it's only theory, where it's like I never experienced that in my life, it gets me nowhere as well. That's what sometimes happens with, not sometimes, a lot of times happens in schools, where teachers are teaching something where they have theory in that subject, but they have no idea how that works in real life, or how to apply it in real life, because there's no feeling behind it. And to have real wisdom, the way I see it now, and I guess that's gonna change, to have real wisdom, we need both feeling and the understanding in our brain. If I can't explain something with my words, that means if I can't explain something, if I can't explain the feeling with my words, that means that I didn't get the wisdom yet. I still need to work on the topic. Talking about relationships, again, back to couples, men and women. The feeling which happens when you have a person who you know that he can leave any time out of your life, like you're just sharing your experience, just the person is kind enough to feel that you're worth being in their life at this given moment. That lifts relationship in a whole new level, because you feel fragile there. You feel that what you have now, what you're experiencing now, is not something what you can own. And that gives a feeling of value. Because in the most of the relationships or marriages, when I got a person where I put a ring on a finger, or oh yeah, we're a couple now, you're my girlfriend, and like you kinda in the cage and you can't be honest with yourself anymore, because you can't go for a coffee with your friend, you can't talk with a guy just because you're mine. that gives a fake feeling of security, that gave me a fake feeling of security. And then I feel like I can do whatever I want. I'm still gonna find you where I left you because you're my girlfriend. Like, what you gonna do? And when I know that the person can choose to leave at any given moment, I'm like, all right, I need to appreciate it a bit more. I need to stay in the moment way more than the person who's gonna be there doesn't matter what. Let me know what you think about unconditional love. And did you ever experience that? Have a great day.